all of your favorite R&B hits.
Jams from back in the day and a little something to keep your head nodding.
This
is Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. Happy Mother's Day weekend, and celebrating with us is
the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama.
Lonnie.
I'm gonna try to behave, but I don't know because it's Mother's Day.
Lonnie.
I'm gonna try.
All right.
You guys have to listen and find out.
Cafe Mocha ladies.
Hello, Mrs. Obama. How are you?
How are you all doing?
We're excellent.
That's good to hear. You sound good.
Well, thank you. You know what? In 2009, you planted the first kitchen garden in the South White House lawn. And I thought to myself, she is really trying to save the American public money because she's going to grow her own food. But actually what that did, First Lady, was it actually started a conversation about gardening, and now you have your first book called American Grown. I mean, this is like your first book. How excited are you?
It's really cool to say that it's really just a wonderful experience, and while it is my book, I can't take full credit for it. This was a collaboration because the book not only talks about the creation and journey of creating the White House kitchen garden, but it also talks about all the magnificent community gardens that have been in existence in communities around this country. So we are sharing the stories, and the book didn't just lead to a conversation about gardening, but it was also a way to begin the conversation about our health and the health of our children.
Now, let's talk about the health and the health of our children. With fast food on every corner and it being so convenient, how do we inspire people to get serious about growing a garden or getting to the farmer's market and getting that fresh fruit and produce?
Yeah, I think that every good and important point of change starts with good information. Mm-hmm. I think most folks just don't know. They take for granted that food is food, right? Whether it's fast or fried or whatever, if it's cheap, but the quality of the food absolutely makes a difference to, our health. And, we are humans that were built to eat vegetables and, have fresh vegetables. And so we have to make it a point to incorporate these kind of foods into our diet particularly for our kids who are still growing and developing. I mean, there are studies that show that, what a child eats, how much exercise and rest they get directly impacts how well they learn in school. And if we've got kids that are fueled on chips and sodas and French fries, they run out of energy and they just have trouble focusing. So we got a lot of kids out there, maybe somebody's got them pegged as having behavioral issues. It could just be that they need some vegetables and some fish or baked chicken.
It's Cafe Mocha. More with the First Lady coming up. This month, Cafe Mocha is celebrating phenomenal moms. We'd love to hook you and your mom up with tickets to see some of the other great moms in the world. Beyonce, Jill Scott, Iyanla Vanzant. We've got your concert tickets to the 2013 Essence Festival presented by Coca-Cola, happening in New Orleans July 5th through the 7th. Just go to CafeMochaRadio.com. Tell us why your mom is phenomenal. You may end up a guest on the show, plus concert tickets to see the 2013 Essence Festival presented by Coca-Cola.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
First of all, thank you for putting some pictures in there for me. I really love the pictures, and it was great recipes. So everybody, you have to, it's stories. It's just a beautiful book.
It's a great coffee table book, and I did that a lot for my girls because they're not going to read text right away. But I saw that my girls picked it up first because of the pictures,
right?
And then once they got into the pictures, they started reading the content. So pictures, a picture can say 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely.
And that's really, what this book does. It draws people in from visually, and then there's a lot of content there to back it up. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That's a good sign.
Especially for me, for Lonnie. It's for me to pick up a book, and start reading it. Well, I'm just telling the truth.
We are talking to First Mom, Mother's Day weekend, the First Lady, Michelle Obama. It is Mother's Day weekend. First of all, will you wish everyone out there happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely. To all the mothers and grandmothers and stepmothers and mother figures and godmothers out there, happy Mother's Day. We are the backbone of this country and of this world, quite frankly, and I think we should have a month, not just a day, but we'll take our day.
What is the hardest part of motherhood for you?
You know, it's just that it's constant. You know, I wouldn't call it hard, but it is constant. And I found that being a good parent means vigilance, which means that in addition to loving your kids, you got to talk to them. You got to get in their heads. You got to know what's going on in their lives. You got to, if you set rules, you got to follow through on them. You got to, you got to say no. You got to be the bad cop. I mean, it's just a series of persistent, hard things to do, but there's so much joy that it kind of drowns out the hard. But it takes a lot of work, and being a good parent is no joke. It's no joke at all. It takes time, and it takes faith, and it takes patience.
We're talking to first mom, Michelle Obama. We've got more on the way. It's Cafe Mocha.
I just want to tell the truth. I just want to...
How do your little girls spoil you?
For Mother's Day.
They just love me to death. You know, they spoil me because I know deep down they can't stay mad at me. They just can't. They try.
Are you hard on them, First Lady? Are you hard on them?
For a couple of hours, but eventually somebody will come sashaying back for a hug. And to me, they don't know that. But I'm just like, when I feel that, when they just can't hold on to their little attitude, I just love that.
We're talking to the First Lady, Michelle Obama, about her book, American Grown. It is on ebook with plenty more pictures, Lonnie.
Yes, and I have a book coming out.
Also, it's important. I want people to know that all the proceeds of this book goes to the National Park Foundation. The proceeds go to support the legacy of the White House Garden and community gardens across the country. So there's, we want people to buy the book because we want these funds to go to support this work. So.
All right.
See, I'm writing a book, but my funds going to me, though. I'm going to send you a book, First Lady. My first book is coming out July 16th. It's called Love 'Em or Leave 'Em. You don't need that, but it's comedy, so I'll make sure I send it to you.
Comedy is what I need, so please send it, please.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your first book.
Thank you.
Oh, is this your first book?
This is my very first book, and I saw you guys at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Real quickly, I wanted to know, does the president try out any of the jokes on you?
For much of what he does, I don't want to hear it in advance.
Right.
Because I want to enjoy it like you all do, and I want to be able to have, because if you've heard a speech 3 times, 4 times, you know what the joke is.
Right.
You don't get an honest response, and I like to, because if I got to sit there and listen to it, I want to be surprised like you all. So unless it's something where he's not sure about it, so I heard all of his speech at the Correspondents' Dinner for the first time, just like all of you, which is why I was crying laughing at some of his jokes.
He was so hysterical, especially with the bang joke. I love that.
That was hilarious. That was a good one.
On the way, more with Michelle Obama. She gonna try to get me to grow a garden.
It's Cafe Mocha. We're celebrating Mother's Day with
Michelle Obama.
That's right. Plus, on the way, you know her as Olivia Pope, but we've got the real Olivia Pope.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Judy Smith. It's Cafe Mocha. Mrs. Obama, before I let you go, there's breaking news going on right now about Amanda Berry, who went missing 10 years ago in Cleveland, just found. And I know this is developing, but do you have any thoughts for the family and for the young ladies involved?
Oh, man. I mean, it is a parent's, worst nightmare that your child goes missing. So I can only imagine the sheer joy that they're feeling. First of all, that these people that they love, these young girls are okay first and foremost. Right. But I think the next steps are going to be making sure that these families come out of this situation with some kind of wholeness, and that's going to take the support of their community, their church, the people gathering around, just to make sure that these young women are okay after this after this incident. So our thoughts and prayers go out, but it is probably the best gift that a family can have is to be reconnected with a loved one that they thought perhaps might be dead. We will keep them in our prayers.
The book is called American Grown. She's our First Lady. Also, remember, letsmove.gov. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for calling in to Cafe Mocha. We appreciate you, Mrs. Michelle Obama.
We love you.
Thank
you.
you
All are amazing. Keep it going, and I'll call in soon. Okay?
Thank you.
Right now.
It's Cafe Mocha. We've been celebrating Mother's Day with First Mom,
Michelle Obama. I'm so happy she called us, and I've been pretty good.
You have been. On the way, though, the original Olivia Pope. Judy Smith chimes in with Cafe Mocha.
You know her as Olivia Pope from Scandal. We're talking to the real one, Judy Smith, on Cafe Mocha.
And one of the reasons you're here this weekend is to talk about something that you're doing for the community, which is the Spelman Women of Color Leadership Summit, which sounds very exciting to me, because as I turn on the TV and I see reality shows, I go, we need leadership. We need women of color to step up. Can you tell us about what it is and how you got involved?
Sure. I mean, absolutely. You can't say no to Spelman.
No.
I mean, Spelman College is amazing and has been that for decades. And, a lot of people probably are unaware of this, but most of the businesses in this country are really started by women. Okay. There's probably about, I would say, 1.1 trillion by 2015 of African American consumers, in terms of buying power.
So
Absolutely.
we're spending a lot of
Absolutely.
money. You are a fixer. And so in attending a conference, a leadership summit for women of color, what do you think the fix is for us?
Realizing that we can create the kind of life that we want, and that really includes if we want to start a business. We feel that we are at the mercy of people to employ us.
Right.
And there are so many options out there that we just need to take advantage of.
Thanks so much to Judy Smith. Of course, we know her as Olivia Pope, the original Olivia Pope. And if you want to check her out at the Spelman Conference, go to SpelmanWomenOfColorConf.com. That's SpelmanWomenOfColorConf.com. It's going on May 15th and the 16th in Atlanta. Cafe Mocha Espresso. I'm Angelique. This month, we're honoring phenomenal moms with tickets to see this new mom.
I would like more children. I think my daughter needs some company. I definitely love being a big sister, and at some point, when it's supposed to happen.
We've got your tickets to the 2013 Essence Festival presented by Coca-Cola, starring Beyonce. Log on to CafeMochaRadio.com. And Kerry Washington goes from Olivia Pope to Peoples.
I like to keep it fresh, keep it different, do different things. Particularly right now, I feel like the world needs a reason to laugh. There's so much going on, and it's nice to be able to go into a theater, see something funny, that you leave feeling good about life and about love and about family.
And Cafe Mocha honors an everyday hero named Charles Ramsey.
I barbecue with this dude. We eat ribs and whatnot and listen to salsa music. You see where I'm coming from?
And you had no indication that there was anything?
Bro, not a clue that girl was in that house.
Our prayers go out to Amanda Berry, Gina DeJesus, and Michelle Knight. That's your Cafe Mocha Espresso.
It's Cafe Mocha, and it's time for my favorite time of the show, the MC Light Mix, brought to you by MC Light. Come on, girl, let's go.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. It's Cafe Mocha. 3 distinct flavors, 1 experience. Lonnie Love, Angelique tossed it to me for the light mix. Y'all keep it locked. Sing along. It's Cafe Mocha. 3 distinct flavors. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Come on now. It's Cafe Mocha. You are in the middle of the light mix with yours truly, DJ MC Light. Taking y'all back. Getting ready for the summer. Cafe Mocha.
The lady smiled at me when she asked me, do you wanna get funky with me? Do you wanna
Cafe Mocha. Be sure to download the app. It's called Cafe Mocha Radio. Gives you jokes from Lonnie Love, some light mixes from me, Angelique giving you the news and the 411 on who dropped kick who last week. Come on, Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. 3 distinct flavors, 1 experience. DJ MC Light on the ones and twos. Keep it locked right here as we take you back. It's good times.
Rock steady, baby. Rock steady, baby.
Well, as I'm ready to get up and do my thing.
Go ahead. Get on up.
Somebody right there.
Get into it.
I over here.
Get it fun. Get it fun. Get it fun.
Always on the weekend, you can look us up. It's Cafe Mocha Radio. About to hit you back with Angelique and Lonnie Love. Show me the way to go. It's the Light Mix, Cafe Mocha Radio.
It's Cafe Mocha wrapping up the show with the Light Mix, brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Want to thank the First Lady for joining us. Her book is called American Grown. It's available on ebook with even more pictures, more recipes, and more money-saving tips. Next weekend, we've got the real Olivia Pope, Judy Smith. Happy Mother's Day. It's Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in association with Cumulus Media Networks. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.